Commander Zekthara's mandibles clicked with satisfaction as the containment field hummed to life around the human prisoner. The creature sat motionless on the metal bench, hands bound with quantum shackles, dark eyes surveying the cell with an unsettling calm. After 3 cycles of brutal warfare, the hegemony had finally captured a living specimen from the species that had somehow held their advance across 12 star systems. Subject designation, Human 77 Alpha, Zekthara announced to the recording device. Adult male, approximately 30 standard rotations, captured during the failed defense of Kepler Station. The human, Marcus Chen, according to intercepted communications, didn't react to the designation. He simply continued his methodical examination of his surroundings, as if memorizing every rivet and energy conduit. The interrogation will commence immediately, Zekthara continued. Intelligence suggests this specimen served as a tactical coordinator for the human resistance fleet. The hegemony's greatest scientists had struggled to understand how humans had resisted their overwhelming technological superiority. Every other species had surrendered within days of first contact with their war fleets, yet humans fought with a ferocity that defied logic, turning every engagement into a costly bloodbath even when vastly outgunned. Dr. Vexari, the expedition's chief xenopsychologist, activated the neural probe interface. "We'll extract everything from his primitive brain," she assured the commander. "Fleet movements, defensive positions, command codes, all of it." The probe descended toward Marcus's skull, its bioscanners already mapping the neural pathways. But as the device made contact, the human's lips curved into something the translators couldn't quite interpret. Was it pain? Fear? "Interesting," Dr. Vexari murmured, studying the readouts. "His stress hormones are elevated, but his brainwave patterns suggest anticipation?" Marcus finally spoke, his voice steady despite the probe's intrusion. "You really don't understand us at all, do you?" Zekthara leaned forward. "We understand enough. Your species fights beyond reason, sacrificing resources for meaningless victories. It's inefficient." "Inefficient." Marcus tested the word, then shook his head. "That's your mistake right there. You think loyalty is about efficiency." The neural probe began its deep scan, and Dr. Vexari's excitement was palpable. "I'm accessing memory clusters now. Wait! This is unusual! Commander, you need to see this!" The holographic display flickered to life, showing Marcus's memories in vivid detail. But instead of military intelligence, they witnessed something else entirely. Marcus volunteering for the mission to Kepler Station despite knowing it was likely suicide. The farewell dinner with his wife and daughter. His promise to buy his daughter a pony when he returned, a promise they all knew he couldn't keep. "These memories are corrupted," Zekthara snapped. "Where are the tactical files? The strategic data?" Dr. Vexari's tentacles writhed in confusion. "The probe is functioning perfectly. Commander, I think this is what he actually considers important." More memories flooded the display. Marcus's squad sharing their last rations with wounded civilians. A desperate rearguard action, where his team held position for 6 hours after their retreat order just to give refugee ships extra time to escape. The moment he chose to destroy the station's defense grid rather than let it fall into enemy hands knowing it would trap him aboard. "This makes no sense." Zekthara's carapace rattled with agitation. "He's remembering irrelevant emotional data instead of crucial military information." Marcus's laugh came out harsh and bitter. "You still don't get it. You want to know our secrets? Here's one. We don't fight for your reasons. We don't fight for resources or territory or even survival. The probe dug deeper, and suddenly the display filled with an image that made the entire research team recoil. Marcus's daughter, barely 6 years old, running toward the camera with arms outstretched. The sound of her laughter echoed through the chamber. "We fight for the people we love," Marcus continued, his voice growing stronger despite the probe's invasive tendrils. "For the chance they might have better lives, for the hope that they'll grow up free." Dr. Vexari's readings spiked erratically. "Commander, his neural chemistry is doing something impossible. The pain from the probe should have overwhelmed his cognitive functions by now, but his determination markers are actually increasing." "Impossible," Zekthara hissed. "No species can simply will itself past neurological limits." "You keep saying that word." Marcus's eyes found the commander's, and for the first time, Zekthara felt something alien, unease. "But you're learning what impossible means to a human, aren't you?" The probe suddenly shorted out in a shower of sparks. Dr. Vexari stared at her instruments in disbelief. "The neural feedback, it's like he weaponized his own memories against the machine." But Marcus wasn't finished. "You want intelligence? Here's some. Every human you've killed had someone who loved them. Every ship you've destroyed carried people fighting for something bigger than themselves. And every victory you think you've won just makes the rest of us more determined to stop you." Zekthara noticed the security alerts first. Multiple human fleets dropping out of hyperspace, surrounding the research vessel. Impossible. They'd changed course 3 times, used quantum scramblers, maintained communications silence. "How?" Zekthara demanded. Marcus smiled, that strange human expression. The hegemony had never quite understood, because I wasn't the only one who volunteered for a suicide mission. My neural implant has been broadcasting our location since you captured me. Every scan you've done, every probe you've used, just gave my people more data about your ship, a C. First human torpedoes struck the hull as Marcus continued speaking. "See, that's what you never understood about loyalty. It's not efficient, it's not logical, but it makes us do things that shouldn't be possible." As the research vessel's shields failed and human boarding pods locked onto the hull, Zekthara finally understood. They hadn't captured a prisoner. They'd invited a weapon aboard. "This is what loyalty costs," Marcus said softly, as the sound of human soldiers cutting through the outer hull echoed through the chamber. "Everything. But it's also what loyalty's worth." The last thing Zekthara saw before the containment field failed was Marcus Chen's eyes. Not the eyes of a defeated prisoner, but of a man who had kept his promise in the only way that mattered. Outside, the stars themselves seemed to burn with human determination.